All right, we are back for episode 151 of Digital Divinations.
And ho, 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 Merry Christmas.
And not a
And
creature was
happy
stirred all through the
Hanukkah.
house. Yeah. Well, we're recording it. It's the last night of Hanukkah tonight as we record.
Oh,
It is
what a
also
great pairing of holidays.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's kind of nice timing, actually.
So last night, a bunch of Paula and a bunch of our friends, we watched Oi to the World, the Hallmark holiday romance.
Oh, boy.
And it was not very good. It was basically like this Jewish family and this Catholic family have to do some stuff, and then the kid, their two adult children fall in love with each other. The worst part
is because the requirement.
As it were, they're both trying to like direct the Christmas choir or the combined holiday choir, basically. And there's a lot of singing, and the singing is fine, but it's just the fact that there's so much singing is very annoying. Anyway, that's what happens when you try to smush those two holidays together.
Let me put a vote in for one of our favorite Christmas movies around the house, which is called The Mistletones. The Mistletones has a like a scrappy group of up and coming people that want to participate in the Christmas talent show and topple like the mean girls that are in the professional group that have been doing it every year. And so they practice hard after hours. There's a lot of drama between them. And spoiler, they lose because they're not as good as the people who've been doing it every year over and over.
Yeah.
All right.
And
I'm
that's
like,
okay?
well, that's a sudden nod to realism in the middle of a Christmas movie. But It becomes about the people who've gotten to know each other and overcoming their own prejudices and their own. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
Well, when you mentioned that. Go ahead.
Okay, John. No, you.
Okay.
That's my gift to you. Go.
Well, thank you. As Ron was talking about the show there, the only Hanukkah song I know is Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song, and I really like that song a lot. It's a lot of fun.
It's also a good way to know who is Jewish in Hollywood as of the writing of that song.
Yes,
as of the writing of the song. Yep.
Yes. I think this year I'm gonna watch a very Christmassy movie, A Lion in Winter. It's based off a stage play. It's about King Henry II and his wife. Katharine Hepburn is in it. It's a very good play. It's a very good movie. It's
old, right?
And it's old. Yeah, it's old. It's set during Christmas, but it's basically all the arguing of a family get together, and none of the joyous spirit of the season.
Humbug. I did get to see with friends the Muppet Christmas Carol, which I like to watch at least every year. And I was at a friend's place and was able to watch that. That is a delight.
We always watch Elf. My wife really loves Elf, so we always have to watch Elf.
Yeah, Elf is a good one.
I have never, this offends my family. It offends a lot of people. I've never seen Elf. I mean, I know what it's about, and I've seen parts of it, and the parts I've seen, I haven't found very funny enough. It's not that they're not funny. It's like, why is this a holiday thing? Maybe I need to see it in total to get the charm.
Yes,
but
if you see the total, yeah.
Okay. Because there's some heartwarming parts in there too. It's not just all about the humor.
James Caan learns the spirit of Christmas.
Yes. It doesn't kill anybody, so it's good.
It doesn't. Ed Asner is Santa Claus. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, nothing wrong with that. So there's the classic Miracle on 34th Street, which we do watch from time to time. But my brother-in-law wrote. It just came out, I think, last year. Like the definitive book about the filming of Miracle on 34th Street. He was an archivist at Fox Studios for a while. It's actually really interesting with the amount of what's interesting. The topic itself is like interesting to read about trying to get this film made and what they did at the time. But it was also interesting to me to have him be like this big book that he did and be frustrated that like the publisher had swapped or duplicated some of the pictures. And he's like, "Oh, this is the text I put in, but they repeated this paragraph." I'm like, "Welcome to publishing, brother." That's if that's the worst that happened, you gotten away well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
what are we here for, John?
I don't know. We're here for the holiday.
We're here for Christmas.
That's it. Yes.
All righty.
Goodwill towards all
eggnog.
People. Yes, I saw that.
That's right.
I'm not a big eggnog fan. I don't know. How about you, Ron?
Me too either. No, but no.
The thing
it's
is,
one of the things my family
up...
can get and know it is safe in the fridge.
Fair enough.
I won't go for it.
You got to put a lot of rum in it.
I think that's probably
what makes it good.
The issues. I had it before
my teenagers
rum was
don't
a thing.
put rum. Before rum was invented. To my knowledge, my teenagers don't put rum in their eggnog, and I certainly hope they're not putting rum in their eggnog, but they still like it. So,
all right. Okay,
no, there are people who love it, and that's fine. You nog lovers, which I don't know, sounds like a really mean thing to call somebody, but I wish goodwill to all nog lovers this holiday season.
Very good. Very good. Do you all have any specific holiday traditions that you do?
We binge movies. I mean, we've been, over the last several years, we get to where we would binge not just any particular movie, but we pick like a movie series and we would watch all of the movies in that series over the holidays. And this started, I think, back in the days when we were doing like the Harry Potters as they, like, oh, let's watch the first 4 Harry Potters. And the next year, let's start again from the beginning and watch all 8 of them. Right.
Oh, gosh.
So that was years and years ago. And not all at once, like we would break it out over several days. Like I think last year was when we did all of the Fast and Furious movies. It's not very Christmassy, but they were kind of
it's about family.
It's kind of awesome. It is about family, which is really important. What did we do? And I think one of the years we did, there was the third Jumanji movie. We did all the Jumanji movies, I think, at one time, right? It's just basically an excuse to have a lot of popcorn while we're watching TV, but as a family, or family, as the case may be. But we, I don't know, there was some discussion earlier this fall that now that my kids have really gotten into horror movies, we would watch all of the Final Destination movies as our Christmas watch. But my kids couldn't wait, so we ended up watching all of the Final Destination movies like right before Halloween. Okay, so what are we going to watch? I don't know.
Well,
a little more
with the new Alien film out, you should do all the Alien movies.
That would be
the
great,
prequels.
Prometheus?
Yeah.
That feels skippable. I know I saw that. I wasn't so impressed.
Yeah.
But my wife had never seen the original Alien movie until a couple months ago when I'm like, oh, we need to sit down and watch this. And she's like, that's really good. Like, I can see why it's really held up as far as sci-fi goes, as far as horror goes. It's a really tense movie.
Yeah, and it's like 45 years old now.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
how about you? A Christmas tradition?
Well, for us, every Christmas Eve, like for as long as that we're around other family, we have done this this thing called a grand buffet. And my wife's family used to do that. And then we do it either at our place, but usually it's at my wife's sister's place in Port Orchard, where a bunch of us just kind of prepare all these different hors d'oeuvre things. And we just kind of get together and eat on Christmas Eve. So no gift giving or anything. It's like we all get together at one house for Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas Day, usually everybody comes over to our house and then we do presents and stuff. So, but the grand buffet is a tradition. The last several years I've been putting a picture up on Facebook of it as well. So,
Oh, like of all the food before
all the
people
different
dig
foods,
in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Table of lots of food. Yeah. This year we're making little salmon cakes. It's a new. Well, should I do something new every year? So we're adding little salmon cakes to our repertoire of grand buffet stuff.
Like
Is
salmon
it
from your smoker?
cumulative?
Oftentimes we will do the same thing and add something new, but usually it's a swap out.
Okay.
And we bring lots of cookies. So,
Good. Yeah, Christmas cookies.
Very holiday.
Yeah. Yep.
How about you, Jason? Traditions?
Yeah. What John says reminds me of what I used to do when I was growing up. My stepdad had a very large family, and it would be a big, huge thing. Christmas Eve we'd go out. But since leaving New Jersey, every Christmas morning we bake cinnamon rolls and have those, and then sort of like around the time, probably this year when we start Christmas Eve, we do at least one jigsaw puzzle. And while we're watching a bunch of Christmas movies, usually the same movies over and over again, Muppet Christmas Carol, Elf, Home Alone, etc., etc.
Which Christmas Carol? George
Muppet
C.
Christmas
Scott?
Carol.
Muppet
No,
Christmas
Muppet,
Carol.
Muppet, always Muppet.
Okay,
always Muppets. Yeah.
Always Muppet.
That reminds me, the only time, so my wife makes these things called kolaches, which are dough wrapped around meat and cheese and stuff. And oh man, I just love them. She spent years trying to perfect the dough recipe after we used to buy them from a place in Houston where we lived like 30 years ago. And she finally perfected them. But the only time she makes them now is Christmas. And so we'll make them usually the Christmas Eve, make a whole big batch of them. And then that's what we eat all Christmas Day. So there's no cooking, just kolaches that we heat up and eat.
All kolaches.
Yeah.
We do have, I guess, one other Christmas tradition we have is Christmas Eve day. We started going, I don't even know why we started this several years back, but we live in the same valley. The valley has the Snoqualmie Casino, the tribal casino, and they have a buffet that's there. And so we go on Christmas Eve day to the Snoqualmie Casino buffet, and just as a family. And it's like, we don't have any plan other than to just hang out and eat. And it's the thing that's actually become kind of special, because for people who don't have like maybe anywhere else to go on Christmas, like friends of friends or something like that, it's a little less awkward than, hey, come over to our house, where people might feel like they're intruding on a family space, and instead be like, oh, at such and such time, meet us at the buffet in line. You got to wait in line for like 45 minutes to get in. Right. But then we chat in line and we all eat and we talk to each other, and they go sort of on their way. And they've had the ability to like share food, which is one of the important things about the holiday. But not, and feel like they've had a little bit of that experience with maybe being a little less awkward. And so it seems like every year there's some extended family or friend of family or family of friends that end up sort of joining us at the casino buffet, and that's it's a little weird, but it works.
Oh, I think that's nice. That's a good way to do it.
Nice.
Well, now it's one of my son's very favorite things. Like, I think it was December 1st. He was checking me. He was like, I was driving in some place, and he's like, We're going to the casino buffet right before Christmas, right? Like we always do. Like, he was worried that might not be the plan this year. I'm like, I have no reason to think we wouldn't. Yes, we're definitely going.
Nice.
Are your house guests going to be around over the holidays, or are they be able to head to visit family?
No, actually, both of our housemates, they may join us, or one of my housemates might join us. But no, they have both departed, and I think there is some wisdom in realizing that a house full of teenagers and dogs have no school and nowhere to go, and it's nothing but chaos. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to find some other place to be. One of our housemates is going back with her family. Nice. The other one is dog sitting for a mutual friend who is going to be out of town.
That's right. Yeah.
And dog sitting means, just all by himself. And that's a great way to spend the time. What's the line from one of the Christmas carols is Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, right?
Yeah.
But I think my housemates more than me really really can't wait for school to start again when the holidays are around.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at my. Go ahead.
I think this year too. I'm gonna go to the shelter in the afternoon, walk some dogs.
Nice.
That's gonna be so great.
Yeah,
that's a really cool thing to do.
I was there this
My
morning.
youngest is coming down from Vancouver on Tuesday night, and staying for a while. But then there's some sort of swing dance convention down in SeaTac. They're going to go over New Year's time, and so they've gotten big time into swing dancing. So part of a Christmas gift, I got them accommodations there for at the whatever the conference center. It's not the one that we do used to do PaizoCon at, but it's a Red Lion.
Not the Double Tree, which is where all the
yeah. I think it's the Red Lion, but it's really close. So, but that sounds like a fun thing to do over New Year's, like go swing dancing,
swinging into the new year. That's that's kind of
there
fun.
You go.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we had implied, discussed, promised, or maybe even guaranteed last episode that we would create a holiday/winter themed creature of some sort.
Right.
It could be a new tradition.
Now 17 minutes in, we're getting to the Starfinder stuff of the episode. So thank you all for bearing with us. But I even have a Starfinder GM core right here that you use to build monsters.
Yes.
There's a whole creature building part of this.
All right. So we have to build a creature. I think the first thing it usually talks about is like get a theme or something, or maybe that's the other book that does that.
Yeah.
Develop the concept.
Concept.
It says right
there
here.
it is.
Concept. So,
yes.
So before, when we did this once a little bit ago, obviously we did the turkey cyborg. I was thinking we should maybe shy away from the edible food come to life kind of thing. No figgy pudding ooze or anything like that. Instead, do something that
sounds
more
like fun,
is,
though.
It wouldn't be from there. I don't even know what is figgy pudding anyway. Who knows? We can get it in there maybe. Something related to the some Christmas mythology, some wintry mythology, winter solstice mythology, like a Krampus, but leave that as kind of like anti the spirit of the holidays, like a Grinch.
A Grinch. I like the Grinch idea.
A Grinchy thing. Yeah.
Grinchy thing.
What's the wintriest planet we have? It's Triaxis.
Most of the time.
The past. Most of the time, although Triaxis, I think, is summertime in the current.
Yeah, we're summering now.
Starfinder.
No,
right?
one of the Vesk planets has all the ice wells and stuff on it.
Oh, in the Veskarium, yes.
There's a lot not a lot of talk, but like informal talk about Veskmas around the office. At least for the Starfinder
Veskmas.
team. They will talk about
Veskmas.
And there's a picture of Obadiah in his hat like this. And they made called this like Red Claws or something like that. Because of war.
Santa Claus, yeah.
Santa Claus, but red, but lizard.
Okay.
So some sort of
well,
what is that planet? Is that just Vesk?
Well, the Galaxy Guide, I'm afraid, is just.
It's not going to talk about.
Let's see. Veskarium. No, it's not. It's different types of places.
We got to get an old book.
Yeah, we got to go back to first edition to get the near space, which has the. There we go.
There it is. Now I'm just going to flip through this. This is very exciting. Let's talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I'm not going to tell you how to flip through a book, but if I remember that book correctly, if you just go through all the maps, the one that's mostly white is going to be the Frosty planet. Probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that
Yeah.
other one, but it looks like
Vestgate's the
Vest 8 was
furthest
the most.
outermost planet, cold, mountainous world home to frost behemoths known as Cothamus. Cothamus?
Vesk 7 and 8, Vesk 8 are kind of pretty frosty.
They're
according
both
to
icy
looking at this
worlds.
picture. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right. Well, this is where
Kothamas. Those sound familiar. Do I know what those are?
Kothamas are the furry monsters. Is that right?
It must be. They're wintry.
They're
They're like bison looking. Am I remembering that right?
Oh, magical beast. Yes, massive and shaggy with flat faces, 4 thick legs, and 2 arms. I wonder if there's a picture of them.
Oh, are those?
Oh yeah.
I think
These big
I think
bears.
I know what these are.
Yeah. With like bug eyes. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
They're like stargazers of some sort.
There. Let's kind of start in that general area. The mountains of Vesk 8, where the Kothamas roam. A cave.
Now,
somewhere up there.
Kothamas are peaceful, right?
Yes.
So they're
Right.
like maybe the Who's of Whoville. They just want to
Okay.
celebrate. They want
I
to
don't know if they're
celebrate their own peaceful day holidays, right?
But are they intelligent? No, they had an int +2. Yeah, I guess they're intelligent enough.
Yeah, there's
those
a
other
whole
Kothamas that-
society
yeah.
adventure dealing with them and their stargazing and doing all kinds of stuff.
Yes,
I remember that.
I see that. Yeah. Okay.
way
Yeah,
back
they're out
when.
there. They're out there. There's old Kothamaville, on the mountains, and they're just singing their songs and staring up at the gaze. But higher up, there's a grinchy individual who hates all the singing and stargazing they do. It's an anti-Kothama.
Right.
Is this do you want to like just go with like it looks kind of like a Kothama but different? Like the Grinch is kind of humanoid, the Who's are kind of humanoid, right? Like is this like a beastie kind of guy?
Right. So its hair is just kind of like all over the place and stuff and unruly.
Unruly hair.
Compared to-
Yeah. Well, so yeah, a similar sort of intelligent beast, let's call it.
Yeah.
Maybe the fur is a little just to get close to that copyright line, a little green tinged fur.
Okay.
And these guys have like a lot of legs, kind of, and they're kind of like yaks almost. So I'm sort of picturing like almost like a minotaur-esque shape.
I like that.
Okay.
Kind of like, but in that way that no, maybe slightly more centaur-y, like in a way that it has got like 4 legs, like the base, the bottom half is Kothama-ish, and then there's a more human, not quite human, but like sprouting out from the torso,
humanoid
arms that way.
Yeah, torso with
humanish torso kind of thing. Yeah, but not necessarily exactly human, right? And he can pull his own sleigh up and down the mountain, I guess.
Yes.
He doesn't need a max.
Oh, well, yeah. He could have
what
a
do they do? What do
minion
they
though,
do?
like that.
He could have a minion for sure. Well, what's their whole deal? What's this fella's whole deal? He doesn't like the Kothama and their wintry spirit.
No.
Hmm.
Kothamas. I'm seeing now. They emit a like a calming presence, like
Okay.
around them. It's sort of an aura of calm. Mechanically, right? You wouldn't be able to use. You have to make a will save, or you can't use offensive abilities. Maybe this calming aura has the opposite effect on this one real Grinchy Kothama. Like it just makes him really mad. Just hates the calming aura of others, and Kothama's been decided that he doesn't like the Kothamas and wants to make them not calm. the fact that
Right.
they've got this
Okay.
eerie calm and they project this eerie calm. He just wants to. Can't they just be mad like me for once?
Yeah,
Just
he's
real
mad.
angry. So he wants to disrupt all their peaceful stargazing and make them all real angry.
So does he charge in and like got his own aura of rage?
I don't think he needs to be aura based, but he's more disruptive.
Okay.
Kind of rage filled.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know,
He's got some way to turn other Kosatha's aura into a rage aura, and that's how he wants to disrupt them. Maybe he's some sort of like rogue biochemist or something. He wants to disrupt the biology of the Kothamas that are in that valley. So he's the Kothamas. He's villainous because he's like Kothama biomanipulator, which makes him a good villain because then you could kind of slap biomanipulation on the stuff that he does, and that can be a way that he fights.
But not a biohacker then, not a class.
Well, that's a great point. No is the answer, but that's because we don't do. But even if it did, the monsters in Starfinder Second Edition don't get classes like the PCs do, and we, they can adjust reality and have abilities like a witch warper, but they might not be described as a witch warper. They might be a reality shifter or something.
Right.
So definitely, even if with the biohacker theme kind of to this monster, it's really some sort of bio warper or something.
Bio warper.
Just do this with bio warper's good. Do we do this with like a gun and like a tranquilizer dart, or is it like more occult, mystical, or not quite mystical, but just sort of like he's able to like pull at their DNA with his very hands?
I like to pull at the DNA with the bare hands. That seems more malevolent, right?
Yeah,
I'm going to change who you are by just reaching out and twisting my hand to change.
All right, great. Yeah, it got those. Grinch had those like kind of creepy, like at least when Jim Carrey played him, like he had the kind of long, creepy fingers.
Yeah.
He's got long, creepy fingers in the cartoon, I think, too. Actually, now that I think about it. So yeah, he's got on his torso, he's got the long fingers. He's still got, I think, kind of the same kind of animalistic, horse like snoot, equine like snoot. I think with the multiple eyes. I almost wanted to also like think that his eyes can like gaze at you and do something interesting. Instead of because the Kothamas are always me looking up at the stars and trying to like do that kind of stuff. Maybe he's got some sort of like something about like the void between the stars, kind of like again,
like a void gate.
I like that.
Yeah, like he looks at you and you think about the emptiness between the stars, and that is drives you to despair in these cold, and it sort of ties into the themes of being cold and dark and wintry, right? Like how this time of year can be quite tough on people because of it gets dark at like 4:00 in the afternoon, and like that kind of stuff. Like it's cold.
All right, I like that. Now we can jump in and start picking stats and stuff, but there's a really neat, useful sidebar on page 119 of the Starfinder GM Core, which is base roadmaps, which is kind of helps guide you into what stats are relevant based on what type of creature you want. It sounds like we're talking about this creature being magical striker. High attack, high damage, moderate to high spell DCs, either a scattering of innate spells or prepared or spontaneous spells with a rank up to half the creature's level -1.
Yeah. I mean,
that,
we could
or
have
full-on spellcaster,
spells.
right?
I think we can go with like magical type abilities, not necessarily directly spells, but there might be some spells that are relevant if we know any off the top of our heads. Something to think about. I just point out that to everyone who's listening, we're probably not going to do this like exactly point by point all the numbers. Maybe we leave that as an exercise to y'all, or maybe we do that later off air and present it on the web. But we're just gonna get our general ideas and have our
Right.
it's an outline of the monster, sketch of the monster, what we want to do, and then this is what you would do. Sit down and then start writing, pulling which numbers, pick a what level it is, and so forth. I mean, we'll probably pick a level, but pick is it a high, moderate, or low for that level for perception and stats and
right.
attacks and so forth like that.
But level's a good thing to think about because
Yeah, levels are
Kothamas they're CR10 in Starfinder First Edition. So if we're going to carry those forward, they ought to be
Yeah.
the Kothamas are level 10, and so this creature should be tougher than that.
Yeah.
To have a plan. So 12 at a minimum, maybe even like 14.
Yeah, I was thinking 14, 15. 14 sounds good. Yeah. And that way you can have some sort of if he ever has Kothama minions that he's turned to his side, they won't be so
Oh,
far
that's a
off
good
in level
point.
that
Yeah, if you've got
in a single
level
fight like that. It's a way, it
and
is
if
a
you've
lot,
got
but there's
level
a big
10 Kothama minions,
to his minions, so maybe even we can even go down to 13, but I think 14 feels good. Or
yeah, I think so too.
It's a situation where maybe this is a 12th level adventure, and that you're fighting through the Kothamas first that are brainwashed or whatever, and those guys are at 10. You get a bunch of them, and then later on you get 14, and maybe one or two ones as sort of as a little extra sprinkle on there, to make it a not just a 1v party encounter, right?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense to me.
And those brainwashed Kothamas could be elite and be basically level 11, right? So they don't they'd be pretty close. Level 14. We're thinking we could just call him Beast, right? As a trait, cold. Put the cold trait on there for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are these guys?
I think if we're gonna have
Kothamas are really large.
Void is something that could be could be another trait as well.
Yeah.
That's for a creature that is of the void, and that poses a really interesting. Maybe that's where this creature comes from, and that's why it's so hateful towards the peace that normal Kothamas have. I like that.
Space. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Kothama are also huge, by the way. So I think this guy's probably just as huge. This is a fight.
This is great. Yep.
The PCs are not. PCs are going to be the smaller ones in it, right?
Right.
If anything, this whole adventure.
Yeah, you're sort of among giants in that regard.
Yeah. And that's
now I know we're designing this particular creature, but I would want to say, to the extent we're putting this into, we're designing the creature, but in the scope of the adventure, I think one of the important things early on is if they fight some enraged Kothamas, they don't fight them to the death. They get to a certain point, and then the Kothamas shake their heads and like, oh, wait, something's happened. Something's hurt us, right? Mm-hmm. So the PCs don't at the end think that they've just slaughtered a bunch of peaceful creatures that were otherwise, right?
Yeah. I mean, the whole adventure is, of course, also going to be about not killing this main bad guy either, and getting him to change his mind and have his heart grow 3 sizes, of course.
Oh, that's right. So maybe this end fight is again. No, I'm gonna. This says to me that maybe having this monster we're designing only be level 12 or so, because we want to have the fight against this monster at the end include maybe some complex hazards or some sort of machinery or void things that is
something
part
void
of the
machinery.
encounter.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay.
That you need to destroying will help his heart grow 3 sizes that day. But that's good. That puts us in the range of, all right, well, level 12 is, all attributes are in the +7 to +5 kind of range.
Mm-hmm.
+7, +5, +4. And the numbers we just follow through. The numbers are in the +21 or +18 range. Skills, saying +25, +22 range. A lot of the numbers, when you go through, you're like, wasn't that just the number I picked for the perception and I'm now using for the skill? Well, yes, that's
basically
part of the design.
Yeah. You can tweak them up a little here, up and down, but for the most part.
Right. And this sort of creature might be better at kind of magical or intelligence-based kind of skill things, and so it would have higher levels there, but lower it kind of physical things like athletics, acrobatics, or stuff like that. Stealth.
Probably not going to be necessarily athletic or acrobatic, but he's big. He's a big guy. Like all these Kothamas
He's
are big.
big, yeah.
They're going to have a good. He's probably going to have a good strength or a con at least, right? He'll probably have a good fort. And maybe not a good reflex.
For save,
probably a pretty good will since he is spell casting, right? But yeah, I'm picturing like someone who, because if we're going sort of magical striker kind of route, you added someone who's also can hit you pretty hard with a claw or hoof or whatever this this creature has. Stomp, for instance.
Exactly. But in the push and pull, one of the common push and pulls in monster design is make a creature really high AC but low hit points, so they're like a glass cannon. I think we want to go the other way for this guy.
Right. I think
he's
so too.
big, he's lumbering. Let's have a really low AC but just buckets of hit points, because that also helps him survive a fight long enough for the PCs to undo the void machinery in order to make sure he's not killed off right away. So we're looking at maybe north of 220, 240 hit points, which would be great, but an AC of AC and maybe even saves of lower than that. AC about 30, which is kind of low.
30, 32,
but it also fits a lumbering creature really well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking also at Kothamas, immune to cold but vulnerable to fire because they have the cold trait. I can kind of see this happening with this creature as well, having a little bit of weakness to fire, maybe complete immunity to cold. I kind of want to throw in a little something that's turns that on its head a little bit too. Probably vulnerable, weakness to fire, but maybe a reaction that says like the first time that takes fire damage in a round or in the combat or something, that he's able to do something else to kind of like turn that on its head a little bit. Not completely negate the weakness, but just kind of like, oh, I'm ready for you. I'm ready for this, right? Like I know I'm weak to fire.
So maybe have some sort of item or something that would do that, like an adaptive.
Could be if that exists.
Resistance item. Yeah.
Something that sucks in the fire. So you're trying to capitalize on that weakness, and it's a little bit of a trick. Now, here's a thing I was thinking. If we're given this creature the void trait, it is typical for undead to have void healing. But a beast could. This creature might actually be particularly susceptible to vitality damage, because that's all about growth and life and stuff. And then, oh boy, this creature hates that. It has void healing, and vitality damage does it extra damage. It's particularly susceptible to that.
Cool. And we talked about the sort of like manipulating emotions, basically, right? The calmness and always sort of heightening into fury, whatever. There's like spells like what is that, moon frenzy, something we can kind of like borrow from that. That might be in Pathfinder. I don't know if there's one like that in Star Wars. We can borrow from that to be like, what does it do when he makes you angry? That sort of is a thing. Oh, it makes you so angry, you've let your defenses down. You maybe it's a sort of a weird trade-off. He can do this thing where he manipulates you, and you actually hit a little harder when you do hit if you're using like a melee weapon. But you also
so there's a little bit of a benefit, but I see.
Kind of like your armor class a bunch because you're in such a fury.
Yeah, like a barbarian's rage type of thing.
Yeah, kind of like that. Even though obviously, like the armor class goes down, but no temporary hit points. you don't get temporary hit points from this. You just sort of like get onto this. Maybe it's even like not quite confusion. But there is a sort of thing. It's if you don't attack every round, something happens. Or maybe even you need to make melee attacks every round and that'll just sort of like mess up the ranged meta in some way. Kind of play with that, or it's just lower armor class.
Well, let me tell you what I've done here before I say a thing. Let me give you the background. I'm like, well, what deals with emotions? We can look we can look in the player core and see what kind of, spells might be appropriate. So I'm like, all right, well, occult spells tend to be the ones that deal with emotion and the like, maybe more so than some of the other ones. And I'm looking at maybe 4th or so rank, because this is a creature isn't primarily a spellcaster.
No.
So I'm not going to look for 6th or even 5th rank, but I look at 4th rank. I see visions of death. All right, well, that's kind of gruesome. It makes creatures take mental damage or become frightened. Wait a minute. Just hearing you talk, I'm like, what if the creature has some way of giving you persistent mental damage because it's wearing away? But while you have that persistent mental damage, 2 things. 1, maybe it increases your own damage. And 2, you can choose to not recover from it at the end of your turn. So then it becomes
that is true.
I'm getting hurt every round, but maybe I like embracing the, turn to the dark side, right? I'm embracing my anger. It's going to cost me some damage. So then I've got kind of the push-pull of, do I agree to hurt myself for a whole other round, but I do become more effective when I fight. So maybe that's a type of ability this creature could have.
Yeah, I like that. That's a sort of a good manipulation. And it's doing it just basically kind of like by, again, pulling at the DNA of your brain, like the in there, and just kind of like,
I like
your
that.
synapses all fire off, right? And we give him a gun. And then we give him a gun as well.
Void blast. You don't need a void blast. That's kind of a natural effect for anything with the void thing. So, all right. Well, I feel like we could do, like, that's some pretty strong concepting, I think.
It's a good base. Yeah.
All righty. What are we going to call it?
Now, that was going to be my next question. We got to come up with a name of some kind, right? This is like it could be, we could come up with 2 names too. Like, this is a unique individual creature, obviously, so it should have a name, but it'd also be like, it's not, its species could also have a kind of a name, right?
Right.
But I don't know what those are. Just throw some syllables together.
Crumpeteer as the sort of creature. They set up a top mount crumpet like the Grinch. All right, maybe that's a little too on the nose.
I was kind of thinking of jamming Krampus and Kothama together in some way, but it wasn't really.
Oh, I love that.
Krampthama.
That's where I was going. All righty.
I don't know. That's so weird. Why not? Who cares? Yes, but this Krampthama is, of course, named the Grunch. No, he's the Grumpus, the something like that. What's a good synonym for Grinch? Grumpy, Scrooge kind of thing.
Right.
He's the sulk.
Or something.
The curmudgeon. Mudgeon. He's Mudge. He's the Mudge.
He's a
Mudge.
Good old Mudge.
Yeah.
I
think Mudge should be his name. Yeah, that's a good name.
Yeah, that's his name. He's the Mudge.
He's
Mudge,
the Krampthama.
Yes, Mudge, he's Mudge the Krampthama.
All right. We have made Mudge the Krampthama. And that's just silly enough words, right? That you're like, all right, done and done on role playing design for the words.
Good enough.
All righty. Well, coming soon to a Vesk 8 near you is
Merry
Mudge
Veskmas,
That's exactly right. All right. Well, that was very satisfying in a way that is I think we put the creature, but we also contextualize the creature and what it does and how it might be encountered. And that's a really important part of designing any creature, I think. So,
yeah. Well, we built on existing lore.
Alrighty. Go team us.
Woo.
Well, with that heavy work done, we will see all of you next year. So We are wishing you all happy holidays and a happy new year. I'm John.
And I'm Ron.
And I'm Jason. And this has been Digital Divination.